Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you've ever seen a rejection of this magnitude. I personally don't recall the last time that I saw a leading contender for a Democrat nomination of some sort getting this level of smoke from their own party. It's indicative. It's something. And the train car wreck that is Gavin Newsom is about to go off the rails. I know we've been covering him a lot recently, but my God, this is a study in Democrat humanity. It is incredible to watch. If you guys are enjoying the content, that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. You alone can save the country by doing just that. And of course, I want to hear you in the comments and the chats and the emojis. And you can follow me on X at Braden LOA. Okay, the housekeeping is out of the way. Guys, I don't remember the last time I saw something like this. And I'm going to show you some other things that are coming from Harry Inton over here, where it's just a roast factory of the Democrats and Gavin. Seriously, this is like dopamine right into your veins if you've been paying attention politically. But anyway, this is just a comedian and Charlemagne the God. This is a talk show host on the left, Charlemagne the God, and then on the comedic side is Andrew Schultz. All right, watch what they just said in the popular segment of the Democrat Party population. Watch this. This does not happen often.
The governors are the ones to watch.
Facts.
Because the governors are the people that you can look at and see what they're doing in their state, and what they're doing in their state is probably, if they ever got into the position of power as president, they would do on a national level. Which is why Gavin Newsom don't stand a fucking chance.
There you
I don't
go.
know why the fuck he even is playing with people. All right. Okay. We all love Cali. All right.
Yeah.
And we've all seen what you've done to Cali.
Yeah.
No, beat it. Right.
You have to understand the importance of this. In fact, come here real quick. It's not about two guys just sitting around talking about not liking Gavin Newsom or liking Gavin Newsom. The reason that this is significant is because everyone has a common consensus and underlying acceptance of what Gavin Newsom has done to California. Even non-Californians know. This is why, and again, this is the most important part of this whole episode, then I'm going to get to the real fun part with seeing it. This is why people typically do not elect politicians from California or from a New York nationally. This is the reason, is because the population of the United States is nowhere near as far left as those two corners of the country. They're just not. A Gavin Newsom is, charismatic, debonair. He is so slick. He's such a great communicator. In the rest of the population, he is viewed as a demon. Because it's very clear he is a manipulator. You look at the fruits of his labor, and it is abysmally bad. Everyone knows that California is the butt of the joke. Everyone knows it. Which is why you are seeing people like this go, no, stop, just get out of here. No, you're not the one, right? It's the reason that Kamala Harris never had a chance in the primary system. There will not be a prominent Democrat from the state of California that's going to go anywhere nationally because they are too far left. It's a microcosm of the exact same conflict that we are talking about all the time with progressives versus establishment Democrats. The progressives are viewed really, really strongly in their little Democratic bubble, but the second you bop out of that bubble, you get into the independents and the Republicans and the conservatives, and everyone goes, what? Not a chance in hell. Because the Democrat Party is so concentrated deep blue socialist left that when they break out with these new progressive superstars on their side, everyone else rejects them from the system like a virus. That's what's happening. It is a consolidation of thought and purity and litmus tests on the left. And then when it gets out in the mainstream, everyone goes, no, not at all, not a chance. Because the people on the left are isolating and isolating and isolating, and they're getting more and more and more pure of thought. They are so outside of rationale of everyone else in the nation that when they put forward this amazing candidate that they view as the way, everyone else goes, are you on crack cocaine? That's what you're seeing. And that's why this is important, because you get to things like this. Look, this is a CNN segment that just dropped. You're not dead, you're alive. This is actually happening. Watch, they are clowning on him across the board because they know. All right, watch.
This morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing. Critics seized on comments he made at an Atlanta event accusing him of racism. Listen to this.
I'm like you.
I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Newsom calls it all fake outrage. This is, we're getting a sense, President
By the way, it's funny that CNN accidentally forgot to include the part where he said, I can't read a speech. Just throwing that out there.
Trump is 1 year in to his final term, but still it's never too early to talk about the next presidential election. With us now is CNN chief data analyst Harry Etten. So we see Governor Newsom. He's got a book, I think, which actually publishes today. He's in the middle of the fray of possible Democratic contenders. So what do the polls say?
Yeah, they're all running, and this is just a downright clown car at this point on the Democratic side. I mean, just take a look here. Top choices for the 2028 Dem-Pres nominee. You have a leader, but it's not really a clear leader. It's within the margin of error. You have Newsom at 19%. Then you have former Vice President Kamala Harris at 18%. Quite a weak number for her, given that, of course, she was the nominee last time around. Pete Buttigieg, who, of course, has run before, 13%. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at 12%. This is just a total clown car. It is a total mess. There is no clear front runner at this particular point on the Democratic side. Who the heck knows who the nominee is going to be in 2 years?
It's been a long time since we've had a Democratic.
All right, hold your horses. I want to draw your attention to something, guys. This is really, really just, it's wild that this is the reality. Again, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Everything is horrible. Everyone hates Donald Trump. Everyone loves the Democrats. Really? Their approval rating is lower than the Republicans. Anyway, all right. This right here, 19 and 18%. This is abysmally bad on both fronts for both individuals, and ironically for the exact same reason. And let me hear you in the comments on this if I'm landing the plane. Because the main thing in the room is Kamala Harris got smoked in the election in 2024. Lost the House, lost the Senate, lost the White House, lost the governorships of all the states in the nation, lost the majority of legislatures, lost the popular vote. I mean, it was abysmally bad. Awful. Every single swing state. And having that as the main nexus for this conversation is fascinating, because the reason Gavin Newsom's at 19% is because Kamala Harris got absolutely destroyed, and half the party wants, or some part of the party wants somebody else. The other half is 18% for Kamala Harris, who are it's her turn, never anybody else. Kamala Harris got cheated. It should have been her time. And they literally are both coalescing around the same epic and massive defeat. Gavin Newsom represents one side, which is why he can't get above 20%, and he sucks. And then Kamala Harris is on the other side, which represents why she can't get above 18%, and she sucks. The point is, this entire thing is based around how bad in an election. One side says somebody else, one side's the same person, and you're expected to believe that they have everything in order and they're going to take back the country to Team Blue. That's what they expect you to believe. Just throwing that out there. All right, let's get back to it, though.
Race like this.
Yeah, it has been a long time. This is very unusual for the Democratic side to not have a clear front runner at this point. National early poll leader at least 25%. Look at this. This year, we get the giant question mark. No one. In 2020, when there was no incumbent, it was Joe Biden who was there, Hillary Clinton in both 08 and 16, and Al Gore in both 2000 and 2004. At this point, we're at least at 25% of the early polls. You have to go all the way back from when I wasn't even in elementary school yet, not even in pre-K yet, to 1992. That was the last cycle in which there was no clear front runner at this point. Very unusual.
Just to be clear, this isn't predicted because she didn't win in this primary and he didn't run. But this gives you a sense of a year out. So what about Newsom? What are the prediction markets saying his odds?
All right, we're about to get to the fun part. You can see here with Gore, Clinton, and Biden, this isn't predictive. And again, that's the important piece here. This isn't predictive. They are trying to make hay out of something that is 2 years away that doesn't exist yet. Understand that. All the polling, all the manipulation, all the everything that you see on CNN, X, all the talking heads, the paid agitators, you are talking about something that is 2 years out. And wait until I show you the later video where the new polling just dropped for the generic ballot. That's a thing. But this is the point. It's a clown car. There is no determined winner. There is no determined direction. There is no determined leader at all. You can't run a party and you can't have this massive reformation when you don't even have a person who is the standard bearer. That's the point. All right, watch.
Yeah, okay. So it seems to me that Gavin Newsom is flailing a little bit, at least compared to where he was prior. Because just take a look here. Okay, Chance Newsom is the 2028 Democratic nominee. 3 months ago, according to the cash prediction market, look at that. It was a 37% chance. Now it's just a 28%. Down he goes. He's definitely flailing a little bit. And I will note, John, that it also seems to me people are a little less interested in Gavin Newsom than they used to be. Look at this. Google searches for Gavin Newsom down 63% from the August peak. You remember back then it was when he started that social media, right, going after President Trump. There was a lot of interest from Democratic voters, but maybe that interest is waning off just a little bit. And, of course, you don't necessarily want to wane it off just yet because I think we still have a lot of time till the votes are
There is still some time.
All right. And again, this is a very important piece. That's why I left this for the end. You guys have to understand what this is an indicator of. Because remember, back in August, when Gavin Newsom came out with his big punchback campaign, the political environment for Democrats back in August of 2025, Trump's first year, was anybody who will fight back. For the love of God, somebody grow a spine and fight back. That was the mantra on the Democratic side. They got Gavin Newsom some attention because at the time it was anybody to give me hope and fight back. Now you're in a position of, well, what are the actual policies they're talking about? You've moved out of the visceral, raw, emotional into, well, what are we going to beat them with? That's the point. You are going into a different sector of this entire election. The first half is just an I'm angry, I'm going to give you likes, I'm going to give you clicks because I'm angry and you're an outlet and a vehicle for my anger. Now, you're in the realm of, I get it, I'm still pissed. What are we going to do about it? Where are we going to go? Who's going to win? A big piece of the example that I would bring to you is that woman in Texas who was crying because she didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett because she needed someone who could win, not someone she loved. That's exactly what's happening. In fact, I'm probably going to do a follow-up video on that just by itself because what you're watching is a transition. And it is truly fascinating to see. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.